Hello, welcome back to XCOM Mission 10. In part 1 we learned that I am in hell and this is my punishment. Let's see how we fare against Exalt up in Canada for once. So if you recall, I believe it was last video, or maybe even a little bit before that, I had to send out Skyder against a Exalt propaganda in Canada, so it's time to go get him back. With any luck, he'll be none the worse for wear, because I do aim to get him into my A team pretty soon.
Excellent.
It's been a little while since we had an Exalt mission, although they haven't really changed much between then and now. They're still absolutely insanely awful at everything that they do, and their AI is completely suicidal. Unfortunately, in terms of raw numbers, Exalt have the aliens beat by quite a lot. Like, I've seen missions where Exalts have double the numbers that the aliens have, so it is nice to have the extra soldier, but it doesn't help that much.
Cell based in Canada. It looks like our operative will need assistance in securing the enemy data.
You know, it is nice to have missions in my home and native land, but all I can think of right now is that I'm like 0 for 2 in Royal Pilgrim this year. And apologies for the quietness right now, but the game lagged out quite a bit in explaining what the hell is going on with the encoder and the transmitter, so just give it a second.
Our operative was in position to transmit the data they'd acquired when Exalt forces moved into their AO. The encoder is currently shielding our transmitter's position, but if Exalt manages to hack the encoder, they'll be able to locate the transmitter. If they hack both, any hope we had of recovering the data intact will be lost. New objective received.
So, for lack of a better term, this mission is definitely reminiscent of the old King of the Hill type death matches you might find, like, for example, in Quaker and Halo. We have to get over there to the encoder. You can see the green border around it. If Exalt troopers are within that border, and we are not, then I think at the start of the turn after that is where the that turn timer will decrease by 1. And if it gets down to 0, then the transmitter will be the next hill that we have to defend, and if they get all of that, then the mission will fail. I've never failed a mission, so I can't tell you if that leads to an automatic squad wipe, and I really don't intend to find out. So obviously our top priority right now is to get at least one soldier into that green hack zone, because if an Exalt trooper also goes into it, it just basically stalls the timer, and it will not decrease by 1 if I have an XCOM soldier, no matter how many Exalts are in the hack zone as well. And as I said before, as Exalts basically are a bunch of lemmings in very nice suits, they're gonna sprint for that zone. Like, I've seen them run in there and not even bother with cover, so the faster I get up there, the better. Although obviously keeping people in cover is still very important, and there's Skyder by the transmitter. Unfortunately, there isn't really a super close communication relay for him to hack. The closest one is over there in the encoder region, so I probably will be sending him up there right now.
Heading to that location.
So for the most part, just trying to keep my troops clustered together, and with luck on the next turn I can just sprint around the left side of the building and catch them by surprise. Not sure where the first Exalt pod is though. These missions tend to favor a lot of sort of reinforcements, but as you can see right there, there is at least one pod on the map to start with.
Commander, Exalt forces are in position to hack the encoder. If we don't secure that equipment, they'll be able to locate the transmitter.
Yeah, that really surprised me, and every other time I've done this mission type, it takes them at least 2 turns to get to the encoder. This is a much smaller and more densely populated map than I had first anticipated. So we have a couple of Exalt troopers in there, and I really need to get my troops into the red zone, otherwise I will lose a turn of encoder hack. So first things first, we'll get Cyanox up there, and basically my plan is to just try and position as many people as I can, and then just try to slowly, one by one, take shots until I either have it locked down or I know I need to throw in a rocket or something. So fortunately I do have a running gun here, and I should be able to get the flank on that trooper in front, and that would get one of my assaults into the hack zone as well to lock it down for this turn. Although, of course, it doesn't matter how far down the encoder track that they get, because the only turn that matters is the last one. That was a mistake in retrospect.
Communications relays in the area. If our operative can get close enough and access the relay using the encryption keys they acquired from Exalt's data, they should be able to temporarily disrupt the enemy's comm network.
So there's at least one Exalt medic in that pod there, and I really didn't want to see 6 enemies on the second turn of this match. Although thankfully the encoder won't be hacked by one this turn. What I should have really done, looking back on it right now, I should have just let the encoder fall, set up in the transmitter room, and basically just went on continuous Overwatch and let them just smash themselves silly against my forces. But I decided for this Exalt mission I can think about a little bit more of an aggressive playstyle than usual. So we have a couple of soldiers in the hack zone set up and ready to go on the troops in just a second here, and for now I'm just going to move Skyder up because if this goes south, I'd really like him to get the hack on that relay so that I can just clean up with impunity, because if you recall, once you hack the relay, it basically shuts off their guns for one turn. Unfortunately, my slowest unit in the entire game, our heavy hill, is way back there, so no chance of getting a rocket off anytime soon. And as her aim is absolutely horrendous, being a heavy, she's not going to have the best chance to hit anything up there either. And our sniper doesn't have a shot either, meaning I'm going to have to move him up there, and the best he can do is 1 to 2 damage with his pistol. And of course, without thinking, I move him into a flank position so he doesn't even get to take his turn anyway. So as you can see there's a little less damage due to the light plasma rifle, but thanks to its amazing aim, she gets to rapid fire for 2, and that was a guaranteed kill, even if the first hit didn't kill him. Well, I wasn't too sure about this one, although obviously awful chance to hit the soldiers back there. I do have the flank on this guy, so I wasn't too sure if I should rapid fire or not. I decided to just roll the dice on the 95%, and I do get that guy. That 8 HP unit back there is an Exalt Heavy, and he does have a rocket that equals my Heavy's rocket power, and I really want to discourage him from using that. I'm not really sure how to trick the AI into doing that, but I figure the closer I can get, the sooner I can get this over with. And as AM doesn't really have any good shots or anything like that, for once I pull out a smoke grenade. I'm trying to get as many units smoked as I can. Unfortunately, due to the ledge, the smoke doesn't really want to drift down to hit my 2 assaults up there. So as you can see, I'm like trying to get everybody in cover, but I decided to just worry about my 2 forward units for right now, and I just smoke cover my 2 assaults. Fortunately, not a whole lot else I can do to mitigate the situation. Obviously, Hill has an awful chance to hit that guy, and with 0% critical, there's no way that she'll kill him. So I decided to just overwatch in case somebody decides to make a move for the transmitter or anything. Cynox, not the worst chance in the world to hit that guy a little farther back, but certainly not something that I'm too eager to capitalize on. What I would like to do is get a grenade back there to soldiers in the back. Unfortunately, I can't quite get it, I don't think. Just trying to see if it's actually getting those guys, and actually from the other angle it just barely does, and with this it will destroy the cover, so they will be forced to move at least. So the Heavy's actually flanked. He does make a move and he triggers Overwatch on Lieutenant Hill, and I cannot believe she hit that guy. Unfortunately, as all she has is the Heavy laser, there was no guarantee that she would kill that guy. He does just go into Overwatch, so I'm not too worried about him for now. Our first trooper moves up and hucks a frag grenade.
The encoder is gone, Commander. Exalt is going to move directly on the transmitter now. We have to stop them. We have a new objective.
And while Bradford was calling me an idiot, the other guy threw a frag grenade as well and set the cement truck on fire. So I only learned this mission, but it turns out if your encoder gets blown up, that it will actually activate the rush to the transmitter. That's never ever happened before. I thought the AI would honestly avoid blowing up the encoder, but today I learned, and I really wasn't happy to figure that one out. And just to rub salt in the wound, a sniper and a trooper head up towards the transmitter, and another guy drops onto the roof. So basically I need to sprint back there, but of course there are 2 units in Overwatch now, and my soldiers are sandwiched between multiple tangos. I don't know why I play this game anymore. Anyway, fortunately, I do have Skyder in range of a communications relay. Unfortunately, there's at least 2 soldiers that have decided to go into Overwatch, and a cement truck that's on fire. So right now I'm kind of wondering if I can get Hill to run in such a way as to draw the Overwatch fire of both the guy on the roof and that heavy over there by the crane, or sorry, the backhoe. I'm also trying to see if I can maybe just peg off one of those guys in Overwatch with AMP. Like really at this point I'm just slowly figuring out my options because everybody's flying, so I definitely just start retreating or picking some guys off. Very good chance for Cecilin to hit the guy that's on the roof that's in Overwatch, so that's definitely something for me to keep in mind. I do know I need to get Hill away from the relay so Skyder can run down to it and still be in cover. Right now I'm just trying to ensure that that will be a flank on that heavy over there by the backhoe.
I'm on the move.
And thanks to lightning reflexes, that guy's shot doesn't matter for shit. And that's a guaranteed kill, so one less to worry about.
He's down.
Alright, so with that, I can move Skyder up to the relay.
I'm on it, Commander.
And fortunately, either the guy on the roof, either his Overwatch triggered on Hill and I didn't notice it, or Skyder did not trigger it. Either way, that gives me a free turn where nobody can fire, which means I can pretty much do whatever I want and still come out smiling. Good chance to hit the guy on the roof, but I prefer to at least try and clean up this kill on the 2 HP guy. Fortunately, Skyder just gets him. And I decided to have Cecilin go for that 88% chance to hit on the roof. 7 damage should take him out in 1 hit if it hits. So far, so good. Like, that's what I mean about Exalt. They basically just come in crazy amounts of numbers, but the good news is they're not quite as hard to deal with compared to the aliens, in addition to worse stats. Overall, especially compared to something like a Muton, they're obviously a lot more suicidal than the aliens are. So I don't want to pull all my soldiers back because there's still the 2 guys over here that I know I have to deal with.
Moving.
And I really should have been a lot less cautious here for once, because I actually kind of forgot that they didn't have their ability to fire anymore due to Skyder hacking the relay, so I played it a lot safer than I should have. I do, however, remember just in time to throw AMP over there, not even giving any thought to cover to take out this sniper at point blank range.
I'm about to start keeping score.
And I'd love to run Cyanax up there and punch one of those guys right into the next mission, but not going to happen, unfortunately. However, thanks to collateral damage, it is a guaranteed 2 damage on that guy, so the more kills I can feed to Cyanox, the faster I can level him up as far as I'm concerned. Cement truck goes up, but fortunately that other guy was just out of its range. And there's not a whole else this guy can do except run in there and try and hack.
Watch the flanks!
Commander. Exalt forces are in position to hack the transmitter. We need to stop them before they wipe our data.
So while Bradford loses his shit, I'll actually get something done here and move Hill up to flank this guy. Can't believe that wasn't a 100% chance to hit, but whatever at this point. And I can't believe he didn't die, actually. So thankfully this guy moves forward just enough where Cyanox can get a pretty good punch in on him.
Engaging close quarters target.
That never gets old. Now with Skyder, what I would like to do is try and seek out another communications relay for him to hack, just in case this mission goes a little longer than I'd like to. However, at the rate that I'm killing these guys, I shouldn't have to worry about that too much, and with a 100% chance to hit, that's good news to me in any language.
Heading there now.
So I'll send Cyanox up to get Overwatch on the roof, because I'm anticipating probably going to be at least 1 or 2 more pods they're going to airdrop in. And for now, we'll just get everybody into the transmitter and get them onto Overwatch.
On the move.
Because, as I said before, Exalt is going to be pretty much hardwired to run to the transmitter without regard for their own safety. So I pretty much just have to play the waiting game now, and there's no way that I'll lose this mission.
It looks like this is the last of the hostile reinforcements, Commander. We just need to hold out a little longer.
And case in point, as they all run right for the transmitter. So it looks like we got a sniper, a trooper, and a medic left to deal with. And thankfully they're all just kind of crowding around here, so there shouldn't be any real problem in taking them out on this turn. Cyanox out-snipes his rival over there. So that's 2 left. Hoping this is a flank. I should be able to take the guy out in 1 hit. I would like to feed Skyder some more kills.
Headed there now.
And in addition, better safe than sorry, so I just send him over there to hack. And then a misclick happens, and he decides that he found a shiny something right next to the relay and stepped forward to grab it instead of actually hacking and then firing his gun.
Stepping off.
I'd like to say that it happens to the best of us, but it doesn't. Skyder, you suck. Why?
Nailed him.
So, I do recall that the last guy was over here, and Amp was the guy to put this guy's buddy in an early grave, so I figure why mess with a good thing.
That's it, Commander. The transmitter is secure, and it looks like that was the last of Exalt's forces in the area. Excellent work.
And that's why Exalt is more of a paper tiger than anything. While it is very annoying if they sit back your research or steal your money, once you actually get into the missions proper, there's not a whole lot that they can do to stop you.
Excellent work all around. Another impressive effort from our troops.
And Hill goes 4 missions now with 0 kills. I am honestly going to start keeping score. Not really impressed that nobody managed to level up, but $100 extra and 1 less panic in Canada, and I'll take it.
Possible Exalt base locations now.
And thanks to the intel, we have a better idea as to where Exalt's base isn't, and it only knocked out 1 country out of the other 11. Fan-fucking-tastic. So, you can accuse Exalt after, I believe, 3 missions in total, but obviously there's no way that I'm going to get it any better than, like, a 1 in maybe 10 chance by next mission, so we will be taking out Exalt for quite a while to go. And with that, I will wrap up Mission 10. Again, I'm really sorry it took me so long to get to, and I'm also sorry that it wasn't quite as long as the other ones. However, join me for Mission 11, where we'll finally be striking right at the heart of the aliens' operations here on Earth. I'll see you next time.